Okay, let's talk about that little voice inside your head. You know the one you think of as you. But what if it's not actually in charge? Today, we're diving into the pretty wild ideas of Friedrich Nietzsche, who basically argued that our consciousness is not at all what we think it is. He's about to challenge everything you believe about who or what is really running the show. So let's get into it.
So yeah, let's just get right to the heart of it. Is that inner monologue, that voice you identify as you, is it really in the driver's seat? Or is it more like a passenger, just kind of announcing the turns after the car has already started moving?
Forever, we've basically believed our consciousness is the kernel of our being, right? It's the command center, the CEO of me. It's supposed to be the very core of who we are. But then Nietzsche comes along and just decides to completely shatter that whole idea, arguing that almost all of our life and our thoughts, they happen unconsciously.
And this is how we tend to see it, right? We see our conscious thoughts as the absolute authority, the king on the throne dictating our every single move. But for Nietzsche, this is a really dangerous illusion. It's a kind of vanity that keeps us from our true source of power.
All right, so if consciousness isn't the king, then what is it? And this brings us to Nietzsche's first major takedown. He saw consciousness not as some divine gift from the heavens, but as a fragile, biological experiment, a really recent and, honestly, kind of clumsy addition to our evolutionary hardware.
So according to Nietzsche, consciousness is our newest organ, and like any brand new, unfinished piece of tech, it's buggy, it's error-prone, it is not a perfected tool, it's still in beta testing, evolutionarily speaking, and it's prone to all these blunders that frankly could have easily led our species straight to ruin.
And this comparison just makes his point so crystal clear. On one side you have instinct, ancient, reliable, and designed to keep us alive. And on the other side, consciousness, new, clumsy, and full of errors that could actually endanger us. Nietzsche seriously believed that without our instincts acting as a safety net, our conscious minds might have led us to extinction a long time ago.
So here's the really crucial takeaway from all this. Your conscious mind isn't the decision maker. It's way more like a press secretary, just announcing the decisions that have already been made by your deeper, unconscious systems. It's the narrator of the story, not the author.
Okay, so if consciousness is this flawed, biological tool that's mostly just reporting on what already happened, why did it even evolve in the first place? Well, this leads to Nietzsche's second big idea. Consciousness didn't evolve for self-discovery, it evolved for social survival. He actually called it a social organ. Think about it. To survive in a group, you need to be able to communicate your needs, your fears, your intentions. Consciousness, and the language that it allows for, is the tool we developed for that specific purpose. It's not some private sanctuary for your soul. It's more like a public utility.
But here's the catch. Because consciousness is designed for the group, it forces us to simplify everything. We have to squeeze our unique, complex inner world into these common words and concepts that everyone can understand. And in that process, Nietzsche warned we risk losing what makes us unique. We become more common.
And this over-reliance on a flawed social tool leads to what Nietzsche saw as a huge psychological danger. He called it intellectual arrogance, or simply vanity.
This vanity is the belief that your conscious reason is perfect, that it's all-powerful. It makes you dismiss your gut feelings, your deep instincts, the systems that are often way wiser. You start trusting only that surface-level logic, which Nietzsche would argue is often just a collection of social biases anyway.
And this, for Nietzsche, was the great tragedy of it all. This overvaluation of consciousness. It cuts us off from the raw, powerful, and vital instincts of our own biology. We become disconnected from the true source of our strength.
So, what's the solution? Should we just abandon consciousness and live purely by instinct? No, not at all. Nietzsche proposes a new path, an approach he called the gay science. Now, the name comes from the gay saber, or joyful wisdom, of medieval poets, and for Nietzsche, it basically means approaching knowledge with a joyful, playful kind of skepticism.
The core idea is actually pretty simple, but it's powerful. Stop treating your conscious mind like an infallible ruler. Instead, approach it with a healthy, even playful skepticism. You have to learn to use it as a tool without becoming its slave.
So this new approach really has 3 steps. First, you have to recognize the limits of consciousness. Admit that it's an imperfect tool. Second, be skeptical. Question its conclusions. And third, and this is key, make your consciousness serve your deeper instincts. You have to integrate it into the flow of your life. See, the goal isn't to get rid of consciousness, it's to put it in its proper place. The whole aim is to create a harmony where our awareness serves our vitality and our deepest strengths, our unconscious virtues, instead of constantly fighting against them.
And all of this leaves us with a pretty deeply unsettling question to think about. If your consciousness is just a tool, then who or what is the user? Thanks for joining me for this explainer.